Israel has just seized the Lonely Mountain and Smaug is pissed. But one dragon against the Iron Dome, no chance. You're gonna need many more to penetrate.
What type of video is this?
To get to the answer, we're gonna have to tackle some crucial questions. What Smaug? Who Iron Dome? How penetrate? And if you stick around, I'll also answer why penetrate.
What is going on?
Smaug is a big boy. 160 feet wings on either side of a 60 feet body. He is thick, he is wide, he is sizable enough to make a Boeing 747 feel insecure. And that's only the book version. If you take the movie version, he trend hard, he's sized up.
I don't think his size is the factor here.
You're right, Smaug is a fire breather. Every time he opens his mouth, fire. And I'm not talking the cosmetic fire that looks good on camera. This is the real deal. This is gold melting heat, 1950 Fahrenheit and higher. But that's not it. The real X factor on Team Smaug, the real team player, the real superstar, is his armor. Smaug himself claims that his skin is 10 times stronger than a shield. A typical medieval Viking shield can handle 100 joules of force. 100 times 10 is 1000 joules, which is pretty much equivalent to like a 0.2 inch steel plate armor. And for reference, that is strong enough to stop a 9mm handgun, no issue. And on top of that, bro is covered in gems. From his generational nap, his weight has just pushed the diamond that he's sleeping on straight into his belly and other parts of his body, which means he is covered in diamond. And you know diamond's the hardest material in the world? That's right, nobody can scratch him.
Google Chrome, Chromosome, Iron Dome, Smaug in 5.
Hold your horses, Puff. Let's enter Smaug's mind and see what happens. You wake up in a field, no sign of impact. In fact, it's oddly peaceful. Your body is unharmed and wings are still intact. You feel confused, but also angry. Really, really angry. Where's my treasure? Where's my pile of gold and jewels? You scan around. The mountains look familiar. Ah, there it is. The Lonely Mountain. That's where you need to be. You launch yourself towards it. You see red. You fly quickly. The ground blurs. Your wings furiously flapping like a Flappy Bird or something. The mountain is far, but it shouldn't take longer than an hour. 15 minutes later, you're almost there. Still full of rage. But something slices through the red mist. A high-pitched whine, getting closer and closer. Ah, there it is. Some kind of fire arrow. You notice the arrow is really quick, faster than anything you've ever seen. It's about to hit you. One last thought. When has an arrow harmed you? It's here now. You see it. You see it almost hit you. You see it erupt. You see nothing.
But what happened?
Let me explain. Smaug wakes up 250 miles from the Lonely Mountain. Why 250 miles? It's a nice number, but it's also how far he can fly in 1 hour. Smaug gets up in the air and flies towards the mountain. But within 8 minutes, he's already detected. ELM 2084 multi-mission radar has this man on lock. 220-mile range, 1,000 simultaneous target. It is watching Smaug the whole time that he's flying. And for the next 40 minutes, while Smaug is blissfully flapping his wings away, he's being tracked. Once he's within 40 miles of the Lonely Mountain, the Iron Dome battery launches 2 Tamir interceptor missiles straight towards Smaug. These missiles rocket off, get it? Missiles rocket off at Mach 2.2, aka 1700 miles per hour towards Smaug, guided by the radar. Both missiles approach Smaug, and once they're within 16 feet of him, the laser proximity sensor detonates an explosion. And this explosion sends the 22-pound tungsten warhead into this big eruption, big spray of shrapnel, all traveling at 6,500 feet per second, the equivalent of getting hit by hundreds and hundreds of 50 caliber anti-material rifle. To put it simply, Smaug becomes a survivorship bias diagram.
So Smaug loses?
Not really, because the day starts again. That's right, every time Smaug dies, the day starts again, and he wakes up with another clone. Why does this happen? Because we need more Smaug. And we can also assume that all the Smaugs are linked together by a hive mind. They're not gonna fight each other like they would if they were egotistical and prideful dragons, and that they're working towards the common goal of getting their treasure back.
This is such a stupid video.
Each Iron Dome battery contains 80 missiles, and Israel would launch 2 missiles per target they're trying to intercept. Doing some advanced calculus and using some deductive scientific reasoning, we can conclude that it will take 80 Smaugs per battery, which means to get through the first battery, we're gonna need 40 Smaugs to tank all the missiles, and then we can have one lonely Smaug fly through and finish off the battery while it's reloading. And for reference, it takes 15 to 20 minutes to reload. No official source, obviously. And between striking range and the minimum range, it's about 10 minutes of flying for Smaug, so no issue for our boy in red.
So 41 Smaugs to get through a battery.
That's right, just 41.
There's more than one battery, isn't there?
That's true, there is more than one. Israel operates 15 Iron Dome batteries, and given the value of Smaug's treasure, 62 billion, we can, I think, safely assume that Israel would kind of bring them all and set them up to defend themselves. With 40 Smaugs per battery and 15 batteries, doing some more advanced math, you can figure out it's gonna take 600 Smaugs to deplete the missile sources, which means it's 601 Smaug to penetrate Israel's Iron Dome.
Good. Glad we're done today.
As I promised, we're gonna answer why penetrate as well. At the root of it all, Smaug just wants his treasure back. But in his blinding rage, he makes a mistake. What he doesn't realize is how much each of himself is worth. If we were to value Smaug as an exotic predator, like an orange tiger, we can figure out how expensive one Smaug actually is. An orange tiger cub, aka the small baby, costs on average $7,500. And on average, they weigh 2.2 pounds, which means per pound of exotic predator, it's gonna cost $3,409. Doing some cool math, we can figure out that Smaug is 551,000 pounds, which makes every single Smaug worth 1.878 billion. By sacking 600 Smaugs to win the battle, Smaug literally burned through $1.126 trillion worth of value in exchange for 62 billion, which is a stupid trade. And if you're curious, each Iron Dome missile is only worth 50,000, which means Israel only spent 60 million to kill over $1 trillion worth of stuff. If Smaug was smarter, he would have sold a bunch of himself on the black market for a good chunk of money, build a bigger treasure pile than he had before, and then keep some of his clones around as friends. Now, say the line, Puff.
I'm glad I sat through this. I learned so much about Smaug and how much it would take to penetrate. The cost calculation at the end was cool.
I'm glad. And if you want to see more of these hypothetical scenarios, I've made a playlist. Watch it. And subscribe if you ever want to see Puff again. Thank you for watching.